Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to our show. You guys are doing well because they're having a wonderful 27 June 5. Sorry, I just woke up and I'm famished, so They were of course talking about the tower. See, with the tower, I didn't exercise today. So usually when I do a tower talk, it's because there's an update, there's an advancement, there's something that happened that make me think, oh my god, this is the breakthrough, right? Fruit punch is light, really good. Not my favorite, but still really good. And yeah. So usually when I talk about the tower, there's a breakthrough or there's something that happened that is kind of crazy. I'm gonna upload clips also. I'm behind schedule because I took a shower I took a bath for 45 minutes. That wasn't planned. We missed some of the sunrise. It's all filmed there, but still. So yeah. So like I was saying, this is a special one because for the first time, there's not really a advancement, but so much as hope. Yes, there's a lot of hope, and a lot of hope is what? Well, a lot of hope is the fact that we truly checked out the lab, and again, it's a bit special because with the crown, since I'm a bit later in the game, I don't have to worry about it as much, right? For the crown, right now for the lab, it's more so about what should I call it? It's more so about completing what I haven't finished, collecting gold boxes. To be honest, right now we have so many elite cell. I'm gonna tell you how much I have, but I'm not really using them because what I like to do is I like to keep them, and I use them once, but I use them for reals. For example, here we have 4,000, which is not a lot. So we'll do 840. No, you see, that's not enough for 3 times the speed. I need 26 more. So to me, it's just a cool way. But at the same time, it is such a tricky thing because if I see that a lab is really good and really helpful, I'll do it in crown, right? That's the goal. How do I start this? But it's a champion. And then I can use the shield and switch it to test. Now, there's something a bit weird. And the fact that shield has so many options. Like, for example, wall health, orbs, wall health, orbs, landmine damage, landmine range. It's kind of insane. This can happen. However, what's gonna happen with this sword is when I'm done with the attack. I'm so sorry. There's a couple I didn't talk about. Let's talk about this. Please take our time, right? Oh, breakfast is done. It was delicious. You don't really need a lot of food for breakfast. Just enough to start your day to function properly. Then for dinner, you have to eat a little bit more. For the supper, a little bit more. Like I was saying, for the shield, there's a lot of possibility. Again, what I said, but just a couple of one that could be fantastic. For example, the black hole and the death ray. Imagine if I could take the death ray and do like almost like a whole circle. How crazy would that be? I would kill most of the enemies. and then the defense out of it would be completely useless, right? So for defense, there's a lot of, because technically speaking, if I'm being completely honest, we worked a little bit in the perks. We worked a little bit in the perks. We worked a little bit in, yeah, we worked a little bit in the perks. We worked a little bit in and attack and defense, and we worked. Oh, no, 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 no! What did I do? Oh, I'm dumb. Please. Okay, good, perfect. But I fucked it up. I thought because I just deleted some files. There you go. I think they're posting. I hope they're posting at least. Good. I think they're posting. So, I cannot work a lot, huh? Cannot focus on more than one thing at once. So, imagine what I could do with shield. However, sword, there's not a lot I can think about. If I'm being completely honest, what we did is we did a little bit of the appropriate thing. So, shield, defense for shield, and attack for sword. Okay, that's one. The second one, we did what? We did the ultimate weapon a little bit. We did what? What else? We did the perks, and that is pretty much it. That's pretty much all we've done. Now, it's not a big deal if it doesn't work, but this is gonna be. See, with the sword, the sword is so straightforward. For example, most of the ultimate weapon are gonna be using that. I feel like the sword I'm gonna have to cheat. And I'm gonna have to do like a landmine damage and landmine radius. I'm gonna have to cheat. I have to buy a ultimate weapon. For example, poison swamp. They're all reliant on strength. So with the sword, I'm realizing that most, if not all, of my ultimate weapons are gonna be much stronger than the shield. The shield is so much more strategy, you know. And what is not really sad, what's kind of crazy is the sword being so similar. If the crown had to be similar to one of the playthrough, it would be similar to sword, not to shield. So the fact that we have a lot less option with sword means we have a lot of less option with crown, right? Which means that the only real change in the game is shield, right? But then, even then, the concept was flawed. Who would do just a sword? Who would do just a shield, right? It's a bit weird. Why is it weird? Well, because you want to have the most complete gameplay possible, right? You don't buy a game just to play one chapter. You play a game. You buy a game to play everything. So that's complex. And for the sword, I'm a bit worried because the sword, we've been playing this for a year and a little bit more than a year. But sword has always been the strongest until about 3 months ago. And then sword and shield became the strongest. And since then, sword has been having a hard time keeping up. Not because it's not good, but because it's so simple. I feel like a glass cannon is just that, a cannon, and then I feel like it's a defense, and we have to put in some special traps and put in some. I always think about Attack on Titans. I just put some spike for the Titans. There's a lot of things. However, just the shield. And this is so cool because the shield takes a lot more to be more complex. It takes a lot more to just be the perfect gameplay. And the sword is super easy. However, what you're doing is so much more worth it. For example, you guys realize that most, if not, well, 2 of my 4 bots are completely useless with a shield. But then 4 of my bots are good with the sword. So ultimately speaking, the sword is taking more advantage of the shield of the bots. Now, there's also some things that are crazy cool. With the shield being so poor in range, it could be in occasion I didn't upgrade range at all, because the original plan was to have the knock them back out of the field, and then the orbs were gonna do something. The orbs are really good, don't get me wrong. At certain points, Oh, we didn't even touch master like hard mastery, which is not true. We did the orbs and we did the some of the death ray for the shield, right? But we barely touched it, which is kind of crazy. You think about it. There's so much like shield being that poor. I could upgrade the range and they would have almost as much range as the playthrough itself. You know, based base value, base strength, raw power. It is Sword that's the winner. I'll be completely honest. I think to a certain degree, Sword is stronger than Crown, which is not true. It's not true. Crown is a lot stronger, but Crown will never be equated because Crown I put more time in it. But give me a year and a half with this, I'm done all of the attack upgrade. Give me a year and a half with this, I don't know if I'm able to. I don't know if I'm able to, right? And we didn't touch perk a lot. So if when we gotta touch perks, it'd be just crazy. The problem is the shield. Also, the beginning of the end was black hole for shield. So black hole for shield, what happened was it had a lot more coins. For example, right now I'm watching, right? Coin wise, a shield is at 50,000, 50 billion. So what is that? 5 billion, you know? So a lot of the things that I'm gonna be able to buy are gonna be senseless. However, the weird thing is, technically speaking, okay, it's complex. Sword and Shield both have Golden Tower, so this is moot. It doesn't exist because they both have it. So Shield only has one thing for a coin, which is well, the black hole, and Sword has two, which is Death Wave and Spotlights, right? So you would think that Sword would have more coin, but on its own, Black Hole is getting more coin than anything else, and it's kind of crazy. So it doesn't look good, but again, it doesn't look good because Shield is gonna be overpowering Sword, and it's not cool because Crown feels like a third playthrough, but it also feels like a first playthrough. Sword and Shield are always related; they're always together, right? And it does feel like Shield will be definitely number 2, even possibly number 1. However, with Sword, I can enjoy a more simple gameplay, so maybe that's worth it somehow. Maybe that's also better. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.